So you were too aggressive for him. Poor guy. That doesn't mean you're too aggressive for the right guy. Who's in the driver's seat? Okay, so as women, we're taught that men are in the driver's seat, and men tell us if we're too aggressive or not. Men tell us if we're pretty or not. Men tell us if we're doing it the right way. It was a big shift for me that I'm the one who decides that. If I'm talking to you, if I approach you, you're a guy, I approach you, you think I'm too aggressive, then I'm too aggressive for you, but I'm not too aggressive for you. And I'm looking for the one I'm not too aggressive for. Okay, but this is a really big shift, especially for women. Guys have it too, because guys are letting women decide if you're attractive enough or if your approach is right. This is actually what I learned from pickup. It's like you don't let another person decide your value. This is a huge shift in dating, a huge shift. Especially as women, we give men the power to decide our value. They decide if we're pretty, they decide if we're thin enough, they decide if we're feminine enough, they decide if we're wearing the right thing. Take that power back. If you feel like being aggressive, that's your natural nature. My natural nature is shrinking violet, but, then you are that way, and you're looking for a guy who likes that. He doesn't decide if you're too aggressive. You get that distinction? It really was hard for me to work on that. As soon as I started getting it, my entire dating life turned around. Because women, we're always looking to the men to validate whether we're doing it the right way or not, instead of going, I'm deciding if this guy likes me. If he doesn't, I'm moving on. It's a huge distinction. It might sound small, but it is the biggest shift that you can possibly make. So I'm addressing the women right now because we have much more women tonight. But for guys, it's the thing too, is that you hand your power over to the woman to decide, am I texting right? Am I calling too soon? Am I saying the right thing? Am I wearing the right thing? Am I okay? Do you like my personality? Well, we hand that over to the other person, and then we become frightened of their response, and then we become invalidated, and then we go home from dates feeling like we're not good enough. Because this other person who might be having a bad day or might just be a creep, I don't mean to say creep, because that's in the dating world, that's very loaded. He might just be a rude person. I'm letting him decide my value. He didn't laugh at my joke. Does that mean I'm not funny? Probably. But it also could mean he has a bad sense of humor and he doesn't get my humor. And that's not the person I want to be with. So we take this power in the dating world into our own selves. We take it and center in ourselves when we're sitting across the table from someone, sitting at a meetup with someone, afraid to meet someone at a party, and they think I'm too aggressive. It's not the right guy. It's not a comment on me. It might be if I'm getting it all the time and my girlfriends are saying, but in terms of judging on that one person, probably by this stage in life, you're successful enough that you probably aren't having glaring to aggressiveness, probably not having glaring things. So switching that around to no one else decides my value. I'm in charge of deciding my own value. And if I'm not a valuable enough person, I need to work on that. But I'm not giving anyone else the power to decide that about me. I might decide I need to work on my kindness. I need to work on my skills so I can get better in business. I might need to be less prejudiced in the dating world. I might need to work on myself, but I'm the one who decides that. I don't hand that over to men if I'm a woman, or to women if I'm a man, or if I'm gay, etc. And almost all dating errors are because we let the other person decide. Almost all the heartbreak. So he didn't text me back, oh my God, I'm not lovable. Well, actually, all that tells me if he didn't text me back is either he's not interested, or he's busy, or he's a poor communicator. But we make it mean something about us, and it becomes very painful because we're letting the other person decide by their not communicating that I'm not lovable. You can trace back almost anything to a painful experience you had in the dating world, and you can go, I was handing over my power to that other person.
Even though if you feel good.
Yeah, so what I'm suggesting is one of the reasons that dance is so difficult is because we're trying to assess it from the other person's point of view instead of saying centered on ourselves. Okay? What does he mean by that? Should I go because of what he's saying? Does he like me enough for me to say anything? Okay? We're putting the power onto the other person. Okay? And this is about learning to be rigorously honest with myself. Do I feel like texting him? You know, I gave myself a task for a while that my coach helped me do this. Oh, I gave myself the task. He pointed it out to me, and I said, I'm never going to text if I'm worried about the response. I'm going to wait till I'm not worried to send a text. And I started noticing how often I was dependent on if the guy was how he was going to respond. I started training myself that, wow, look at that dependency on if he likes me or not. Okay? That makes that weird icky dance when I'm going, does he like me enough? Should I play it cool now or should I not? Okay? Instead, I just train myself to be a person who, am I liking his behavior now?
Well, and the flip side.
This again, I have to be centered in myself, and I have to be in power of my own value. Because if the other person acts weird, I can't go, I shouldn't have been myself. I have to be committed to I'm in charge of my own value. The other person doesn't decide that for me. So if I'm being authentic with you, and I say, you know, I just wanted to come up and talk to you. I don't usually do that. You seem interesting. My name's Catherine. I'm being authentically in this moment what's going on for me. Okay? It's very hard to do, but it creates a real relationship if the person's capable of it. And that's what we're looking for, real relating, so it has to start with me. All the other dating, so, you know, I don't know if I'm supposed to text you, if it's too soon to text you or not. You know, early on Greg was trying to not seem too eager, and we were both trying to not seem too eager. We're like dying to see each other again. And I texted him, I said, I know this is too soon, but can we get together tonight? He's like, yes! What if he said no? He might have said no, then he wouldn't have been the right one. Okay, but we keep trying to become an authentic person. This is a lifetime quest, but it's never thought of bringing that into the dating world. You're supposed to play it cool, not let people know you like them, not text back in a certain time. You know what, Barry, I think it's good to know the rules and then throw them out. Because if you didn't even know what the old rules were, I think you'd be at a disadvantage. But playing by those old-fashioned rules, there's no authentic self in it. I like you, but I'm not going to let you know, and I'm going to sit here and wait for you to ask me out. What if you don't ask me out because I'm not letting you know I like you?